First time joining us here at Exclusive, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Your feedback is truly appreciated. Today, we will be unboxing the Apple Watch Series S9. So it is something that I actually just picked up from the Apple Store just a few moments ago. And I am currently going from a Apple Watch Series 3 to an Apple Watch Series 9. So let's get started. All right, so first things first, this is the box. Of course, it does come in the traditional Apple bag with the gray Apple logo. But once you turn it over here, and if I can zoom in just a little bit, give me just a little bit moment here. If you'll see right there, it says Apple Watch Series 9, and this is going to be the 45mm version. The color is going to be the midnight, which is Apple's way of saying black. With the black band, medium to large, which is going to be like rubber. So once you open up the packaging here, you're going to see they have all the different types of Apple Watches and bands that they have, which is pretty cool. And they're going to have in the different colors as well. So I think that's pretty awesome. All right, so first things first, you see they have the box with the Apple Watch inside and then the band right under it. And as I mentioned, that's the band that I have, the midnight version. And as you can see, I currently have like a, I guess you could say a third-party band that I got from Amazon for my Series 3. But right here, if you see, they're going to have little stickers that shows you where to peel off, which is going to light out, open the box. And that ring I have on right there, that's just the new ring that I just reviewed, the Ultra Human Ring Air. So pretty straightforward. They have a band in the inside, and then on the box, on the lip of the box, they have some instructions that just shows you how to connect your watch bands, but it's just the black band, so pretty straightforward and simple. If you pull that tab, it actually pulls it straight out of the casing. Very simple. I like the way Apple does things. All right, so yeah, so as you can see here, same size band as I currently have on my wrist. And that is, as I mentioned, that's going to be the medium to large. I did see in the store they have a small to medium, medium to large, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they may also have like a extra large, depending on which band you get, and yeah, depending on which band you get. All right, so now that I got my watch back on, which is a Series 3, one last time, let's just go ahead and get everything moved out of the way real quick. All right, so this is the actual box that the band, the actual watch and the charger come in. So as you can see, once again, you just pull these little stickers off where the green lines are, and they come off very smooth. This just allows you to get inside the box. And in Apple fashion, the box just slides right on out. All right, so right here, this is where they have the charger. And everything is just packed so neatly with Apple. All right, so yeah, that's a USB-C braided cable for your Apple Watch. Nowadays, you don't get a brick in the box; it's just the wire. But now that everything's moving to USB-C, you more than likely have a USB-C brick somewhere in your house, hopefully. All right, so now that I got everything back in there, now we're just going to take a look at the actual watch itself. And as you can see, it comes in this like black paper or this black casing, um, which I guess is to protect the screen and the back where all the sensors are until it actually arrives. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to try to push it out or just slide it right on out. There we go. All right, and I'm just trying to get it turned on. It may or may not be charged up all the way. In past experience, when I did get it, it did have some battery juice or some battery life in it, but it was kind of low. It's a nice size screen, man. It's beautiful. Beautiful to me, at least. Designed by Apple, of course. And so while I'm waiting for that to turn on, I'm just going to go ahead and put the bands on. And so normally the shorter side goes on, well, depending on which band you get, the shorter side goes on the top. And there it goes. It shows me the battery is low. So I'm going to have to get this bad boy charged up. And then the longer size goes on the bottom. And as you can see, they have a lot of different sensors on the back of the watch nowadays, which is good because it allows you to track a lot more information about your health and things of that nature. But let me just take my Series 3 off just as a comparison. So as you can see, a lot different on the back, a lot more sensors, um, way more sensors. Oh, my Series 3 looks so basic compared to the new one. But yeah, it even tells you on the back what kind of watch it is. That's pretty cool. And the Series 3 that I have, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, that's 42 millimeters. The Series 9 that I got, which comes in 41 and 45, I got the 45 millimeter. And another cool thing is, outside of all of the sensors and the new chips and the new battery life and all that other good stuff, it also has a lot thinner bezels compared to the older models. So this is just telling me to go ahead and get everything charged up. So let's just take a few moments here and we're going to go to the website. Now, of course, you can purchase a Apple Watch from a number of places, but for me, I had a old iPhone 7 Plus and an old iPhone 8, so I traded those in and used that credit towards the Apple Watch. Now, by the way, it's Happy Mother's Day weekend, so Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers watching out there. If you go to the website, you can go to at the top, you'll see the options for watch. And you can, of course, explore all of the watches if you'd like to. But what I actually went for was the Series 9. Now, it is nice to mention that for most people, the Apple Watch SE would be perfect for you. But I did want it the one that had the biggest, or I guess I should say the smallest amount of bezels around the screen, which is that little thick part right there, which is going to be all black. That's like the edge of the screen. So everything within that is what you'll actually see on the actual watch. So if you go to the website, it is going to show you all of the different features that it has, all of that good stuff. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I already had an Apple Watch. I had an Apple Watch Series 3. So going to the Apple Watch Series 9, which is 6 versions newer than the one I had previously, for me, that was a no-brainer. I really wanted the Apple Watch Ultra 2, but I ended up just going with so yeah, you see right here where it has this black edge. This black part is called the bezels, right? So if you compare that to something like the Apple Watch, let me just go back to the top, the Apple Watch SE, you'll see that the bezels, which is this black part around the edge, is a lot thicker. So because of that, I personally decided to go with the Apple Watch Series 9. Now, there are a few people in my family that have the Apple Watch SE and they absolutely love it, but that's just me. So in the top right, you just click on the buy option. As you can see, they have the aluminum version, the stainless steel. I went with the aluminum version simply because I didn't personally feel like I needed the stainless steel, but do whatever works for you. So as you can see, that's $3.99. Comes in 5 colors: pink, black, starlight, silver, and red. Then I personally, I went with the midnight, which is their version of black, which is one you just seen. Then if you come down, you have the options of 45 or 41 millimeter. I personally went with the 45. And then I went with the GPS version. My Apple Watch Series 3 was GPS and cellular, and I never even activated the cellular portion. I didn't feel like paying that additional cost to have it activated, so I just went with the GPS. Now, as you can see here, it's coming up to about $429 and some change before taxes. If you did decide to finance it, that would be $35 and some change a month. As I mentioned, I personally had a trade-in value. So after trading in a few devices, 2 watches and a tablet, they gave me about $230 in credit. So for me, I didn't actually pay all of that amount out of my pocket. As you can see, they have a few different options as far as the bands are concerned. If you have an opportunity to go to an Apple store near you, assuming you live in a location that has an Apple store, I would highly recommend it so you can actually see the bands in person, touch them, see how they feel on your wrist, see the different, how the different styles look in person, and then, make the best decisions for you based off of that. Some of these watches are going to be equivalent to the same price, but if you see like the stainless steel ones, these are going to be about $479, so about a $50 difference compared to just getting one of the standard rubber or textile options. So that is also something to keep in mind. I personally just went with the sport band in black. Kept it pretty basic, but that's just me. With the band sizes, I got the medium to large. Now, if you know your risk, get what's appropriate for you, but I just did what was comfortable for me. And then if you have an Apple device that you want to trade in, or you want to see how much what the value of it is, you can just select add a trade-in value and then just enter that information in. Very simple. You just select what kind of product it is and it'll tell you what that device is valued at. And it's the same process in store. And then right here it shows you can either pay in full as a one-time payment, which, as I mentioned, it's $429 before taxes and assuming you don't have any trade-in device. If you do pay with your Apple card on Apple Pay, that'll give you 3% cash back. If you do have an Apple card, you can choose to pay in monthly installments of 12 months, and that $429 breaks down to about $35 and some change, and that is 0% APR financing. And you'll also get 3% cash back on that as well. So for me, I just used my Apple card, and then I used the trade-in, and I walked out of the store with my new watch. And once again, you'll see that highlighted up here as well. For me, I'm in Florida. So in Tampa, we have 2 locations. We got one in Brandon. We got one at Tampa International Mall as well. And just keep in mind, if you're going into the stores today, it is Mother's Day weekend. So it's going to be pretty packed out there. Last but not least, you can always select whether you want to get coverage or not. When you do purchase an Apple device, I believe you have like 30 days or maybe even 60 days. I don't know. You have a few days after you purchase that device if you decide to opt in for insurance for Apple Care Plus. And on the watch, it's either $79 if you want to do 2 years, or $399 a month until it's canceled, so about $4. So depending on how you are, if you're clumsy, if you easily damage things, that may be a solid option for you. And these are just some of the things that includes. And by the way, I was in the store and I asked, Apple Care does not cover any like cosmetic replacements or issues. So if it's something like you just have like a little scratch on the side or you just see some paint peeling, that would be considered cosmetic, so that would not fall under Apple Care replacement. So I thought I just should mention that. That is something I did learn today while I was in the store. Once you select what you want, it comes down here, gives you a total. If you order it, they can let you know how soon it can be delivered, or you can go ahead and pick it up, totally up to you. And as we mentioned in the video, this is what all comes in the box: a charger without a brick, whatever band you desired, and then the device or whatever size or material that you chose for the watch. So if you all scroll down some more, it'll give you some information that shows you the differences between each 3 watches. And you can slowly go through it and see which one, works best for you and your needs. But as I mentioned, for most people, if you're not really using it for intense training, the Apple Watch SE probably would be the best one for you. But as I mentioned, go through these little chart here, see which works best for you, and then go ahead and place an order if it's something you're interested in, especially if you already have an iPhone or you're in the Apple ecosystem. Once again, I do appreciate you all watching this channel, watching this video today. If you did find it helpful, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Costs you absolutely nothing, but it does help the channel and it gives me feedback to see how well I'm doing. Thank you once again for tuning in.